Hi, I'm Dr. Tammy Tucker. I'm the medical director for Project Fabulous. Project Fabulous is a place for women's weight loss and wellness. And a couple of years ago, I started this journey about trying to understand hormonal processes that cause weight gain. And the journey was basically that I had a hysterectomy and I gained almost 80 pounds. And so trying to understand some of the hormonal processes that cause weight gain was really overwhelming, and there's so much misinformation out there. And I started going through the hormonal processes. I started to understand that there are connections between estrogen and insulin and thyroid. And I really started helping women with their hormone balance, checking levels, and trying to regulate that out. And one of the things that I found was women were always asking me, isn't there anything else you can give me for weight loss? Isn't there a pill? Isn't there anything FDA approved? And the frustration just kept building because as I was helping women balance more and more, they were still struggling. And one of the things that I found as I was exploring the different options was there's a hormone in the body called oxytocin, and oxytocin is the happy hormone. It's the hormone that you feel when you cuddle your baby. It's also the hormone that's during childbirth that helps regulate the birthing process. And as I started looking into that more, I started realizing some of the implications for that, not only for happiness and reducing stress, which we know that stress causes the cortisol response. TV's full of cortisol causing belly fat. And so I started really exploring different causes of cortisol excess and rises in cortisol and how to really balance that. And so that's been a real struggle for my patients. And what I came across was Oxytocin Factor. The company has really promoted Oxytocin Factor for anti-stress, treating autism, and all sorts of other conditions where stress really abounds. And as I sort of was looking for options to get oxytocin increased in my patients, I really found that this was a great supplement and a great way to really help those patients. So I was doing a weight loss contest and was really thinking, is this really helpful? And so when we started looking at how we would implement this in a clinical trial, we had about 60 patients in the contest. And so halfway through, what we did was we divided those contest people in half, and half of them used the Oxytocin Factor 3 times a day, and half of them didn't. And so we really found some remarkable things. It was really a big breakthrough. We found that they lost more body fat, more weight, and more inches, almost 10 more inches than the people who didn't. And 10 inches is a big deal when we're talking about bathing suit season coming up and all those kinds of things. So, you know, we've long known, and I'm kind of going through the study here a little bit, we've long known that Oxytocin Factor decreases cortisol. We know that it helps increase insulin sensitivity and increases cholecystokinin, which increases our fullness and keeps us from feeling hungry. There's sort of a new phenomenon that I've been working with lately, that these people get these cortisol increases in the evening. They get home from work, they're really stressed, they have all their kids to take care of, and everyone's screaming and have all these demands, and this cortisol rises. And so oxytocin really helps with that. And in fact, we've kind of coined the term evening eating disorder, but it's basically just that cortisol rise that happens in the evening. So I found that patients have really benefited from using a little bit of the Oxytocin Factor in the evening, both decreasing their stress and helping with that eating. Plus, it just helps them sleep better too. One of the things in my research that I came across was that there was a study done on rats, and we've long known that leptin is another hormone that helps with fullness and hunger. And so they thought, what they would do was they would give these rats more leptin hormone. But they found that these rats actually gained weight, giving them more leptin. And so what they found was leptin wasn't the panacea. It wasn't the cure for weight loss. It actually increased weight gain. And so there's this phenomenon that happens called leptin resistance, just like with insulin resistance, where the pancreas doesn't function well and doesn't regulate its sugar storage hormone. So it's so interesting to me that one little supplement can really help with insulin resistance and with leptin resistance. So it's just a great little option. And like I say, I've really had great results with my patients with their stress and with anxiety, and even treating disorders like autism and all sorts of other things that the company has really helped people with. So anyway, you can get a copy of this study if you want to see it, but it's a great little study, and it really helped me realize that what I was doing with my patients really felt good. And so now when my patients say, do you have anything else for weight loss? I really have another little thing in my black bag. That's so helpful, because it gets so frustrating when we really run out of options, when we've maximized their hormone balance, we've checked their food allergies, we've done all sorts of new and innovative things, and we're really kind of stuck with that evening stress response. So it's just a great little thing that you can try. Highly recommend it, and it's been really helpful with the patients. So anyway, that's my endorsement for Oxytocin Factor, and I hope you'll find it valuable too. Thanks.